The garrison whispered about Sector 4 in the same breath as the dead. Every captain who crossed its boundary marker was torn apart in under 60 seconds.
No weapon, no armor. They didn't even give me a blade. I am a dead man.
The wooden post jutted from the cracked earth, bloodstains still dark on the carved numbers. 60 seconds.
10 seconds. 20. Why isn't anything happening? Where are the Titans?
50 seconds. 60. The air remained still. No claws, no teeth. Just silence. A minute passed. Then, too, Cade turned and walked back out of Sector 4. Dusty but alive, the first to ever do so.
Impossible. No one survives Sector 4. That man should be in pieces.
Lock him in solitary. Classify this immediately. No reports, no visitors, nothing happened here.
He was unarmed. Every captain who died carried one of those new ceremonial swords. Why didn't he have one?
In a cold cell, Cade sat in darkness, not yet knowing that his survival had opened a door that command would kill to keep shut.
I lost my captain's bars over dice. Now they shove me into Sector 4 like garbage. Every captain who died carried a ceremonial sword. I didn't. Could that be why I am still alive?
In the medical bay, Sarah was doing what no one else dared, connecting the dots.
Every report, every dead captain, Titan attack, under 60 seconds, but their gear lists show the same item. All issued a ceremonial sword right before death, and the one man without it walked out.
Sarah's hands trembled as she logged out. She needed to examine that sword herself. The armory vault held dozens of blades, waiting for the next doomed captain.
Just one sample. No one counts these things. I have to know.
She slipped the blade into a medical crate, her pulse roaring in her ears. The evidence was in her hands, but every step from now on could be her last. In the dead of night, Sarah carried the medical crate into her lab, her every shadow a potential witness. She placed the ceremonial sword on the bench and powered up the portable frequency analyzer. The instant the alloy was fully exposed to the air, a low, barely audible hum filled the room.
It's not just a metal, it's emitting a frequency, a signal.
The analyzer locked onto a narrow band, 44.2 hertz, far below human hearing range, but perfectly distinct. Heavy boots echoed in the corridor outside. A guard's patrol was about to pass her door. Sarah killed the analyzer, threw a cloth over the sword, and shoved the device into a drawer.
Don't come in. Just keep walking.
The footsteps faded. Sarah uncovered the blade, her hands still shaking, and stared at the hum-inducing metal. She had proof the swords were beacons, but no way to share it yet. Tomorrow, Cade faced interrogation. At dawn, Commander Dren dragged Cade from his cell to the interrogation block.
You are going to tell me exactly what happened out there. Traitor, no one survives Sector 4 without a deal.
Dren's fist connected with Cade's ribs, but the prisoner only laughed.
They think I made a pact with Titans? Worse than my gambling debts.
The door opened. Sarah entered with a medical kit, her face carefully blank.
Commander, protocol requires I check his vitals. He's no use dead.
As she bent close to check his pulse, Sarah pressed a folded paper into Cade's palm. The words were scrawled in haste. No sword equals no hum.
No hum. The blade emits something. Something that calls the Titans.
Cade slipped the note into his boot. Dren never noticed. The real questioning had only just begun.
You are released. Report to supply inventory. One word about Sector 4 and you'll rot in that cell.
Inventory duty. Next to the med bay. That medic. Sarah. She knows something.
Supply depot. Midnight. Come alone.
You risked your neck with that note. What have you found?
The alloy emits 44.2 hertz. Expose it to air, and it hums. Titans can hear it.
No sword, no hum. That's why I walked out of Sector 4 alive.
We need the quartermaster logs. Who issued these swords, and to whom?
Before they could plan further, the intercom crackled, a surprise inspection of all quarters, effective immediately.
Sarah, your notes. Get back to your bunk and hide everything.
They separated into the shadows, seconds ahead of the searching boots. The net was tightening. Sarah reached her quarters just ahead of the boots. She hid the analyzer under a floorboard and burned her notes. The door slammed open. Dren stood silhouetted, guards behind him, eyes scanning the room like a predator.
A suspicious empty case was found in your lab, medic. I am searching every inch.
His men tore through her locker, throwing supplies to the floor. A guard held up the empty alloy case.
Why keep an empty case locked away? Unless you removed something.
I use it for equipment calibration, nothing more.
Dren's sneer deepened. He gave a guard a quiet order, then left. The shadow stayed from far off. Cade watched a guard take position outside Sarah's door. She was caged.
Dren's got her pinned. No more midnight meetings. Getting those logs just became my job.
The records they needed sat locked in the quartermaster's office. Under guard, the noose tightened by the hour. That night, Cade used a bent fork to pick the quartermaster's lock, a skill from his gambling days.
Dusty ledgers, years of shipments. The sword issue log is in the furthest cabinet.
He photographed every page with trembling hands. The datapad's glow his only light. Heavy footsteps echoed in the hall. The quartermaster. Cade killed the light.
Just do your rounds and leave. Don't open this door.
The quartermaster passed. Cade crawled into a ventilation shaft, clutching the datapad. At dawn, he slipped a data chip into Sarah's medical bag during a supply run. Sarah found the chip, and under the pretense of filing, began cross-referencing.
Captain Mercer, sword issued 12th, dead 15th. Captain Dre, sword issued 22nd, dead 24th.
3 identical blades, 3 dead captains. The pattern was real, but without the full logs, it wasn't proof.
More than a coincidence. Captain Aldrich, sword issued 2 days after his report criticizing the general. The pattern is deliberate. Whoever issues the swords knows exactly what they're doing.
General, the medic Sarah has been accessing restricted casualty files and quartermaster records.
She's getting too close. Lock down her quarters. Seize every piece of equipment she's touched.
Within minutes, soldiers stormed the med bay, emptying cabinets and confiscating Sarah's personal terminal. Cade saw the raid from the supply depot and slipped away. The data chip in his pocket felt like a bomb.
They'll search every room. Bury it. Only safe place is beyond the perimeter, where no one goes.
He buried the chip, the frequency analyzer, and Sarah's notes in a sealed box just outside the boundary, where even Titans wouldn't look.
The general is the only one with authority to order those swords. This has always been about silencing dissent.
They had no direct proof, only pieces. But the picture was enough, and now they were both marked for death. The next morning, 2 guards escorted Cade to the general's office, not the cell block.
You survived Sector 4. That makes you valuable. Tell me who put you up to this, and I'll restore your rank. Full pardon.
He thinks there's a conspiracy against him. That's why he's scared.
That medic who's been poking around, Sarah. Her safety depends on your cooperation.
He'll kill her if I say the wrong thing. Play along. There's no one else. I just got lucky. The Titans didn't come.
Lucky? I don't believe in luck. But if that's your story, stick to it.
He bought it for now. But one slip, and we're both dead.
He walked out with a pardon he never wanted and a promise that meant nothing. The general had given him a leash, but not trust. He had bought them days at best. Before the general's patience snapped, they needed to reach the council. Night came heavy. Cade met Sarah behind the supply depot, the garrison's searchlights sweeping above.
We have to go now. The evidence, the council, it's our only move.
The guard's out cold. I used a sedative from my kit. We have minutes.
They crept to the perimeter, where the buried box lay exactly as Cade had left it. Cade dug with his hands. The box's seal was still intact. Then floodlights blinded them.
You led me right to your hiding spot, Cade. Surrender now, and maybe I'll let the medic live.
Dren's squad blocked the way back. Cade's hand went to the one weapon he'd kept, a smoke grenade from the depot. He pulled the pin and threw it. Gray smoke billowed, swallowing the squad in an instant. Cade grabbed Sarah, and they sprinted into the wasteland, the box clutched under his arm. Behind them, Dren roared orders. The council was miles away. They were fugitives now, but the evidence was safe. Hours later, they crawled into an abandoned outpost, its roof half collapsed, silence reclaiming the walls.
We have the chip, the files. Give me a few minutes to run the full cross-reference. Correlating sword issue dates with personnel files and recorded verbal dissent. If the pattern holds...
The screen filled with names. 12 captains, 12 swords, 12 deaths within 60 seconds of entering Sector 4.
Captain Tallis, disciplined for insubordination. Sword issued 3 days later, dead within the week.
Each of these men challenged Voss, and he gave them a blade that sang the Titans to them.
Each file had a photo stabbed by a red pin. Dissenters, silence, achieved with a commendation and a death trap.
I was stripped of rank and shoved in there unarmed. If the Titans came, I was supposed to die anyway.
The list was exact. A decade-long assassination program, hidden in plain sight, and they were the only witnesses. They had the truth, but the general's hunters were closing in, and the council was still miles away. The next morning, the garrison loudspeakers crackled to life. General Voss was about to address the entire compound.
Cade and the medic Sarah are traitors. They fabricated false evidence. A bounty is now on their heads.
Huddled on a distant ridge, Cade and Sarah heard the venomous words echo across the wasteland.
Rewriting the story before we can tell the truth.
The bounty poster flickered on every terminal. Capture alive or dead, full pardon for any accomplice.
No one will shelter us after that. Everyone's hand is against us.
Then we don't stop for shelter. We reach the council, no matter how far.
We have the proof. They can't ignore the evidence forever.
They wrapped the evidence tight and checked their meager supplies. The road to the council city was a gauntlet, with the bounty hanging over them. They set out into the sparse scrubland, every shadow a potential enemy. They halted in a dry gully, the sun merciless overhead. Time was thinning.
The council will need both the logs and the scientific proof. If we're captured together, everything ends.
She wants to split up. The odds are worse, but she's right. One of us has to get through.
You take the logs. I'll carry the frequency data and the sword sample. Different routes to the city.
Splitting up cuts our strength in half. If Dren catches you...
Then you deliver the logs alone. It's our best chance, Cade.
They divided the evidence, each piece fitting into weather-beaten pouches. 2 parallel gambles against fate.
I hate this, but I trust her logic more than my fear.
They clasped hands briefly, a wordless promise, then turned their backs. Cade took the desert pass, Sarah the forested route. Neither looked back, but both knew the other might not survive. A militia checkpoint blocked the desert pass, a guard tower and snarling dogs. Cade's wanted poster hung on the barricade.
My face is on every guard scanner. No way through that gate.
He slipped back into a dry culvert and pulled a rusted grate open, dropping into the sewer below. Above, boots thudded and dogs snarled past the grating. Cade held his breath, foul water seeping into his boots. Miles away, Sarah walked into a bustling clinic, her medic ID clipped to her collar. Head down, an old veteran at the front desk squinted at her, then at a crumpled bounty poster in his hand.
He knows. I have to go. Now.
Sarah pushed past him, knocking over a tray. She was out the back door before he could shout, a sedative still in her pocket.
If Sarah's having this much trouble, she could be dead by now. Keep moving.
Both were still alive, but separated, hunted, and with the council still out of reach. The net was closing. The council city rose from the plains like a fortress, its stone walls crowned with archers and searchlights. Every gate a checkpoint.
They've locked the city down. No one walks through without a thorough scan.
He spotted a janitor leaving a supply shed, uniform reeking but complete. One precise strike, and Cade stripped it. Wearing the soiled uniform cap pulled low, he joined the line of workers shuffling toward the trade gate.
Head down. Don't make eye contact. Just another face in the crowd.
At the gate, a guard's gloved hand shot out, demanding ID.
I am the new courier for General Voss. Badge processing is backed up.
The guard's eyes flicked to a scanner. Cade slipped 2 high-value script notes into the waiting palm.
Priority clearance. The General hates unnecessary delays.
The guard grunted, pocketing the bribe. Cade stepped into the city, but his gaze swept the crowds. Sarah was nowhere. Sarah slipped through a back gate with a refugee convoy, face smeared with ash, her medic bag clutched tight.
Every muscle screams, but I have the frequency data. Cade must be here.
She pulled a flare from her bag, a prearranged signal, and struck it against the stone. A red star burst into the sky.
There. That's her signal.
Cade pushed through the crowd, rounding into the alley where Sarah sagged against the wall.
You made it. I kept thinking the worst.
We don't have much time. The council is in closed session, but I found a loophole. Any citizen can demand an audience in case of an imminent threat to the realm. Article 12, Section 4.
Then we crash the session. If we present the evidence, they'll have to act.
They left the alley, heading for the council chamber. The building loomed ahead, guarded and uninviting, but the rule was their shield. At the top of the council steps, 2 guards crossed their spears, blocking the heavy oak doors.
We demand an audience under Article 12. Evidence of murder within the garrison can't wait.
The doors cracked open. An aide slipped through, scanning them with sharp eyes, then retreated inside. Minutes later, the doors swung wide. The chamber stretched before them, dim and imposing.
Council Chairwoman, we bring proof of a systematic assassination program inside the garrison.
The council members murmured, their skepticism visible even in the low light.
You invoke imminent threat. You have 5 minutes. If you waste this council's time, you will be arrested.
Cade straightened, his torn uniform hanging loose, and stepped beside Sarah. A digital timer appeared on the chamber screen. 5 minutes. The countdown began. The wager was set. Their lives against the truth, with the clock as witness. Sarah pulled the ceremonial sword from her bag, the alloy catching the chamber's dim light.
This sword emits a 44.2 Hz frequency when exposed to air. Listen.
A low hum resonated through the chamber, the sound undeniable. The hum settled into the bones of every counselor present.
Titans are hyper-attuned to this exact frequency. The swords aren't weapons, they're beacons.
Every captain who dared criticize General Voss received one of these blades as a commendation. Captain Reiner. Sword issued 3rd of Sol, dead 5th. Captain Dre issued 22nd, dead 24th. 12 men, all silenced.
The chamber erupted. A counselor slammed the table, demanding the general's arrest.
Guards, bring General Voss to this chamber at once. This council will hear him answer.
The timer still had 2 minutes. The truth was out, but the general's reckoning was yet to come. The doors opened. General Voss strode in, his face a mask of cold fury, sneering at Cade.
These are forgeries, woven by a disgraced gambler and a medic with too much time.
Sarah didn't flinch. She held the sword aloft, and the hum filled the chamber again. A counselor's voice cut through the murmur. I can hear it. It's real. Voss's hand went to his own ceremonial blade, the same alloy. His face twisted with rage. He lunged, but the council guards were faster. They wrested the sword from his grip.
General Voss, you are relieved of command. You will face trial for murder.
Voss was bound in chains, his medals stripped as the council voted unanimously for a full investigation. Cade and Sarah were cleared of all charges. The bounty was revoked. The timer hit 0. The truth had won. With a flourish, the chairwoman signed an executive order recalling every ceremonial sword in the garrison. A memorial for the 12 fallen captains was announced, their names read aloud for the record. Cade and Sarah stood before the assembly, no longer fugitives but witnesses to a historic reckoning.
Cade, for your courage and sacrifice, this council offers you the rank of lieutenant and a seat in the reformed command.
Sarah was asked to lead a new research division to study the alloy and ensure it could never be weaponized again.
Lieutenant, I used to be a gambler who lost everything. Do I want to lead again?
He glanced at Sarah, who gave a small nod, her own future already written.
I need time to consider this honor. Today, I just want the truth to hold.
The chairwoman nodded, understanding. The decision could wait. Justice had already been served. As the council adjourned, Cade and Sarah walked out into daylight. The weight of the conspiracy finally lifted. They returned to the garrison at dawn, where workers were already dismantling the Sector 4 warning sign. A new memorial stone stood nearby, etched with 12 names, finally free from silence.
I used to think I was only good for losing, gambling away my rank, my future.
You walked into Sector 4 with nothing and walked back out. That's not luck, Cade.
She's right. I survived something meant to kill me. Maybe I am more than my losses.
The last bolt fell. The sign that marked death for a decade came down with a hollow thud, its shadow gone.
No more beacons. No more silenced voices. Just a door that doesn't lead back to a cell.
The research division will make sure this never happens again. And maybe we can build something better.
They stood in silence as the sun broke over the wasteland, the first true dawn in years. Sector 4 had claimed its last captain. The rest was a new beginning. A week later, Cade pinned the lieutenant insignia to his collar, the weight of it unfamiliar but earned. He requested assignment as liaison to the field medics, ensuring he could stay close to Sarah.
You are choosing the field over a desk. That's very like you.
I spent years gambling wrong. Now I want every bet to matter.
He reached into his pocket and took out the old gambler's token, a reminder of who he used to be.
I want you to have this, not as a gamble, but as a promise.
His past turned into a future. I'll keep it safe.
She tucked it into her pocket, and without a word, they began walking toward the garrison gates. The wasteland that once spelled death now lay quiet under the sun. They had walked into the sector where captains died in 60 seconds. They walked out with the truth, and now they walked on together.